Welcome to the Edo Story Series. I have with me on set the Managing Director of Edo Information Communication Technology Agency in the person of Mr. Goodluck Igbenedion. We'll be looking at the agency in terms of what are the duties and what they have done over the period in Edo State, especially within the government operations. We don't longer operate with papers or file, but mainly all now goes online technology. So he will be giving us more details about that and also other activities that the agency has undertaken within the period of existence. Mr. Benedion, you're welcome.
Thank you, and good afternoon, viewers. My name again is Goodluck Igbenedion. I'm the Managing Director of the Information Communication Technology Agency in Edo State. I'm an electrical engineer by profession. I graduated from the Ibadan Polytechnic before I proceeded to do my PGD in project management in United Kingdom. I've worked in several companies. The last one was Schlumberger. It's an oil and gas company where I spent 18 years of my career. My last position there before I move on to run my own business was IT manager covering Nigeria and the whole of West Africa. We also extended it to Chad and Cameroon. So that's what I do for a living. I do telecommunication and ICT. And I'm glad to be here in Edo State to actually contribute my quota to the development of the state. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that background. Obviously, you have a rich background. Tell us, when did you come into Edo State government and exactly what is the ICT mandate, sir?
Okay, like I said before, I came in 2021, November 1st to be precise. And when I came in, the mandate was very, very clear. Although the mandate is elastic. Elastic means that it's not boxed into like a four-corner box,
Okay.
because technology evolves, you know, so you always have that flexibility. But I would like to summarize it to just few pillars. First of our mandate is to provide a scalable business continuity solution, so that the government business will not go down at any point in time. The second one is to warehouse all our data, all government data everywhere, to warehouse them in a center repository in a secure environment and only given access to people that are authorized to have access to those data. We also have that element part of it that we connect to the outside world for small business enterprise to come and host their data with us. Now, we also have a mandate to automate our processes. Today, just like you rightly said, Edo State has gone paperless. That's the power of technology, that power of automation. One of our mandate also is to train our staff on IT skill, both the guys in the ICT department and even all the EDG staff, to ensure that they are computer literate, basic computer application usage, and the rest of it that will make them key into the e-governance dream. Now, we also have a mandate to also connect all our offices with fiber optic. Today, there is no office that is not connected with fiber optics. You know, all the 76 MDAs are all connected with fiber. Like I said, a day or 1 hour interview is not enough to cover all what we have done in terms of technology ecosystem, but I'll just try to summarize it as we move ahead in the interview.
Okay, we're going to be looking at some of these mandates in some details. So maybe you start by telling us in terms of governance operation, how were you able to achieve that? Because any government office you walk into in Edo State, especially if you go to the secretariat, you see that everywhere is IT-based, computer, nobody is everybody have a workstation with which they work with. So let's start from there. How were you able to achieve that today? Basically, every office in Edo State is technology based.
I would like to start by saying that the e-governance journey in Edo State is actually a one-man dream. It's a one-man vision, and the man is His Excellency Mr. Godwin Oyase Obaseki. We are just an implementer, of that vision. And he has said that he will be the last governor of Edo State that will sign a fiscal file. Now, that is a statement, and it is very broad and detailed. So, to go this journey, we have to put together a technology strategy plan, which was done in year 2020. It's a document that contains the gaps. There's an audit done. That audit, we're able to bring out all the gaps that need to be filled. And to fill those gaps, there are programs and projects that need to be implemented. About 77 projects were highlighted in that document. So it's not surprising that what we are doing today, we are not doing it out of vacuum. So they were meticulously planned. You need a fearless leader, a fearless and courageous leader like His Excellency to face the future. Moving away from the norms of the way government is being run in Nigeria to take this noble path. So we start by deploying, looking at our data center. We're able to revamp our data center because that is the custodian or the warehouse where all the government data is hosted. And we are operating the data center in a cloud form, in an enterprise format, so that we can also accommodate tech startup in the state. Edo State is one of the states that have a very young, vibrant, energetic, and smart youth population. So they are tech savvy, and we need to provide an enabling platform for them to actually unleash their technology know-how. So we are hosting their data for those ones that have data, for those ones that have solutions that they need to host. Instead of going to the AWS of this world, they can host it here in our data center. Okay, so that is the heartbeat of the whole transformation, the data center. Now, what next is to say, okay, how do we connect all our offices? I was amazed when I came down here 2 years ago that the type of technology we are using in our connectivity is actually one of the best in the world. Okay. Where I was coming from, we have to go do satellite. Satellite is much cheaper. It has a very very large latency. Latency means the speed at which the signal passes through in a layman term. So I was impressed. This broadband live in Edo State. So all the offices are connected with fiber optics. Okay. That means a lot. That means we have broadband present in all our offices. So now we had to do what we call tech refresh. Tech refresh means that technology over time, the equipment start to degrade. Yeah. So the one we had before, was actually out of life. We call it end of life. Okay. So it means it no longer can be supported by the OEM. So my team has to struggle all along to support them. So we did a lot of money was spent on it. Okay. And what that means is that we change all the active devices, all the cables, just making everything brand new. Okay. So, and that is why you can sit down in your office today and you can do anything without actually stepping out of your office, and the network will never blink because you are using the top-notch equipment. Before now, if there is a failure somewhere, you have to run because you are working in dark. Okay. But today, right from here, from my phone, I can check all my switches, all my routers. I can check data center. I have alerts on my phone, what is going on. So that's the power of technology. So So from there, now it's okay. Now, how do we now move our analog into digital? So you have to convert whatever you have in analog form to digital. And that brought about the archiving system, that document management system, where you have to scan all your documents and put them in an archive and catalog them in a format that it can be interrogated. So that was done. We scanned all the MDA, 76 MDAs physical files, convert them to digital format, and store them in our
That
data
must
center.
be a lot of work to do.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, Actually, we have the phase 1, the phase 2, phase 3. We've done phase 1, phase 2. The phase 3 is to go to the local government and replicate what we have done in the city center at the local government. So today, you can sit down in your office and query the archive to get any form you want, depending on the access level you have. So gone were those days when for a single file, about 3-4 people will have a preview of what you are sending. Today, you are only allowed to see what you send. Okay. So that's bring a lot of security into our system and efficiency. What will take somebody to take a file from one office to the other office, the timing, the risk of road, and it could be raining, So all that have been cut off with this technology. So we did that. So we now come to the EduGov itself. E-governance is actually broad.
You want to explain that to us?
Yeah, e-governance, all what I've been talking about is about e-governance. Government people are delivering service to the people using electronic platform.
All right.
So it contains a lot of things. You have to have this infrastructure on ground. So, but one key element of the entire e-governance is the ERP, that's Enterprise Resource Planning Tools, and that is the magic that automates all our physical process, making them to be automated. So, so that ERP is called EduGov. It's a customized proprietary to Edo State, and I'm glad to tell you that Edo State is the first in the country that has deployed this. In fact, last week, we got an award in Abuja. If you permit me, I will just show you here.
Yeah, please, let's see. Yeah.
So Edo State was nominated an award. That this award, being the best ICT agency in the country. And also, I was given a trailblazer. You can see, I got a trailblazer for distinguished award. Being the in recognition of my exemplary leadership in advancing digital governance.
Congratulations to you and also to the
so
state
much.
governor for this achievement.
So this one, I wouldn't have achieved it if not for the full support of my governor, His Excellency Mr. Godwin Obaseki. He has been very supportive. Like I tell my colleague in another state that came to understudy us here, he was asking, how were you able to do it? I said, just pray to have a governor that is digitally inclined, that has that boldness, that has that courage to lead. That is the luck I have, and I'm using it fully. So now we also have other projects we have.
But with this e-governance now, you want to quickly tell us how many hours now does it take to attend to a typical file? Give an instance of that from what you have designed in the system.
Yeah, so now the e-governance, e-gov, has many advantages. Number one, you can work anywhere in the world.
All right.
You can wake up in the middle of the night and still do your work. It does not have a time zone difference. It's always available. So it actually makes work and life, to balance at the workplace. So people can now think about going on vacation, because you don't have to carry files to your home again. You don't have to think about, if I take the file home, what if anything happened to those files? You don't need to think that. So the advantage is enormous. Now, in the speed, the speed of treatment of file is just with the click of a button. That's all. With the click of a button, you are done. So it's very fast. It makes if you treat like 100 files in a day in the physical, you can quadruple that in 1 hour.
Under the eGov system.
Under the eGov system.
Okay. So the question that comes therefore is, how were you able to get the workforce to migrate into this system? That must be a lot of training. So you want to talk more about training the people and also providing this tool for them, especially with the laptop that we see virtually on all the desks that will go across.
There is no solution like this that survive anywhere in the world without private partnership.
Okay.
So you must have a good partner, from the private, working with us, to ensure that this technology is watertight, is top notch, all the security features that's needed is applied. Then we now go into adoption. Okay. Now, changes is not easy. It's normal that there will be some resistance.
Sure.
But in Edo State, we are very, very lucky because an average Edo man is enlightened. Okay, so even some of them, they started using computer even before we introduced the system. So that's one advantage we also have in Edo State. We also have our digital head of service. The youngest, vibrant, eloquent, digital head of service, who actually is championing the adoption. Right. So it was a rigorous exercise to have to physically go. Sorry,
briefly tell us the name of the head of service. The people would like to know what we are talking about here.
Barrister Antonio Kuboa.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
So he's the one that actually leading the adoption, and he ensured that everybody key into his excellency directive, and make sure that 1st September cutoff date was actually achieved. So you can imagine the amount of energy that we put in to go through all the MDAs physically to bring them on board in terms of training, in terms of giving them tools, to work with. So that is the strategy. It was a strategy that worked for us. We also have a team called EduGov Champions. Right. These are civil servants because we believe that civil servants can talk to themselves better. The students, they can talk to themselves better. So based on his excellency directive, we're able to pull out some smart civil servants that we call them EduGov Champions. Right. Those ones are actually were helping us to drive it. And it has been working so far for us.
All right. So now talk about other aspects of your mandate.
Okay. So Edo State is again have deployed what we call digital identity card. Okay. Now, digital identity cards, so many states has tried in the past and they fail. As they say, Edo, no, they carry last. So our approach is quite different. It's quite technical and is fault-proof. So today we are rolling out what we call residency identification number. Now, this is a unique number that every resident and Edo citizen will have, and you have that number from birth to death. Now, one way or the other, you must have an interaction with the government. So this is the number the government will need to use to identify you. And we also use it as a wallet. For example, government want to compensate some what's it called, social intervention. Social intervention. Yeah, what we see in the past, people fake it. People that does not even, they were not in the vicinity where these things happen, they go and claim somebody else, identity. So this helps to streamline that, to make sure that government intervention gets to the required people. And also, we want to know who we have in the state, where they are and what they are doing in our state. That's data, and this helps us to collect the data not for editing, but to be able for government to be able to make a precise decision
in terms of
on how to develop in development and project rollout. So we have done that. Also,
is that yet in the public domain, or the